Hello everyone, welcome to this special interview. Today we're going to discuss the current situation in Somaliland, foreign affairs and other topics including the election. Today we have a special guest, Somaliland Member of Parliament, Ahmed Abdi Ibrahim Timachile. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. I thank really CPA and I thank you so much for this great endeavor and the interview that we will discuss a lot about the political issues of Somaliland and about the elections and maybe international affairs concerning Somaliland. So thank you. I'm so glad to be with the CPA for this great interview that we will discuss maybe the most important issues, the political issues also in the country, and then the election is the ongoing election is at the moment, and number three, whatever we can talk about the international affairs concerning Somaliland and the global community.
Thank you so much. So my first question is, what can you say about the current political situation in the country?
Well, the current situation in Somaliland, definitely, we can say it's stable. We're in a stable position. We have little clashes, but that's social and maybe cultural. We will discuss it later. But generally, the political situation of the country, when we see about the parties, when we see the ongoing voter registration in the country, when we see the last discussion is and the act is approved by the House of Representatives, when we see what the Gurti has done also concerning the Bill of Rights and the laws that has been whatever made amendments or whatever new bills also approved, when we see the ways and the means that the police are working, when we see the entire community situation, when we see even the economical situation concerning politics, definitely, where unless otherwise even the economical principles are stable, well, politics might not be definitely stable. So we can say generally that Somaliland is in a good mood, it's in a good situation, and very stable.
There have been protests in Las Anod for the frequent assassination in the city. What do you think these planning killings against government officials and oppositions are frequent in the country?
Well, definitely that is reminiscent. We can say reminiscent to just 1998 because we are bit complicated according to the ways and the means that the international communities live. Though the same problems even occur and take place even in Europe. We remember Kosovo, what was happening because of the clan systems and the tribal issues. We know Bosnia, we know Herzegovina, we know too many things, Yugoslavia, because it's distracted. And it was because on the confusion between the ethnicity, as I think. So we have one thing, a little challenge, that we have a little complication and a problem between the clans and the tribals in terms of economic conflicts and maybe power sharing conflicts, and through the history that has some references to what has taken place in the past. But generally, when we say the recent clashes took place, is because of, I can say, two reasons. Number one, because we declined from Somalia after 1991. And because of the problems and maybe the wars and the conflicts between let's see Somaliland and Somalia after 1988 has some limits to cause that is still some preventive measures need to be understood and need to be undertaken within the Somaliland borders, within the Somaliland communities. So the longer history that we have gone through is concerned on that. The second point is because according to the people in Las Anod, they complain about the power sharing, but we can say in this regard we did not count all the people, so we could at least raise an issue and a setting is that we can share maybe the available resources within the country, but they complain on that. That's also another point. The other point I can say is because of Somalia. Somalia do not want, they want this region be a volatile region, insecure and stable. These are one of the reasons that there are enough people, politicians or whatever we can say, clan-based leaders that are underpinning that the security stability of the region should never take place. So it is, these are the reasons, these are the sources, but we working out as a government, we will work out as a nation, and we will put whatever pressure that we can put into agreement our people, those people in Las Anod and the rest of the Somaliland. So definitely we will look at, but these are the three main reasons that are the causes of the clashes last time.
So as a member of parliament, who do you think is responsible for the clash?
Clear, it's very clear. The responsible person is the one who has made the killing on every single moment in Las Anod. It's very clear. We should work hard on it. So if we still continue the question and say who knows about it, we as a government know about it. The people of Las Anod know about it. The relatives of everyone who has been killed, the relatives knows who the killer is, where he is from, and the reason that he has made the killing or she has made the killing. So it's clear for everyone, and the people of Las Anod know exactly, they know it truly, they know it by one, the families knows, and I can say the security forces are aware of it somehow.
So most of the Somaliland army is believed to be in Seoul, yet in the region faces recurrent assassinations. Does that mean Somaliland security agencies neglected the responsibility?
Somehow, I mean, that can be said, but it is controversial. We cannot make it with a very clear judgment. We cannot judge them that they have truly, totally neglected. But somehow it's sensible, and everyone can feel that there is somehow some neglection, or maybe what they were supposed to be done. What they were supposed to be done cannot be implemented because of another opposing power that they cannot do it. But generally, everyone can at least say maybe there is a neglection, maybe the people are not cooperative, maybe Somaliland government is not handling and doing, on the basis of every assurance that the security and stability of the region could be handled. It's not undertaken, it's not done. But in any means, in conclusion, we can say there has been a lot to do by the forces themselves. Yes, it is true.
So Somaliland government deployed an army in the city, and that the clashes with the protesters was using a military force a better option to de-escalate tension?
We can say that judgment is controversial, even definitely itself, because when people has already come out from the houses, when they have taken stones, when they are distracting even the wealthy in the region, I think as a government it's must that we should obtain, that we should make sure that stability has never got lost in the region. People should never be killing one another. People should never be loving one another. They shouldn't be even stealing, because thieves could be also hidden within the communities or within the people that are demonstrating. So wherever the demonstration is, the government has the right to make sure that stability and people's property must be secured in any sense. So I can say as a government, we're right, and the government is right, that the military forces, the police forces has to go there to secure the region, to secure the people's lives, and to secure that intentionally other sources from Somalia should never come as a hidden way, as a hidden agenda, destroying the stability of the region and that of the people. So I think it was right that the forces has to go there, and that they have to make sure that everyone is safe.
President Bihi revealed in his last statement regarding the Las Anod crisis that 40 people were killed in a planned assassinations in the city since 2009 by terrorists. More are sentenced in connection to these crimes, and some are fugitive, while others' cases are ongoing in courts. This is a late report from the government, right?
Yeah.
So because people are having demanding answers for long, why the government is not approving details with the situation becoming worse?
Well, I think this has not been displayed to everyone, and might not have been displayed, and the issue has not been discussed earlier than this time in the way it's now discussed. I think the president's right to highlight it and to speak about it, and exactly to say how many of them are in the jails, how many of them has been caught, how many of them escaped out when they have made the tragedy of killing, and whether they are from somewhere else. We know the terrorists have been attacking Somaliland since 2008. We know they have killed in our presidency our own people. So this is the end, I think I can say, Las Anod is the end places that we will be clearing them out, cleansing all the terrorists out of our borders. And I know they are hiding it, whether they hide it in the religion, whether they hide it in the political tension, whether they hide it in the clan system, whether they hide it in the tribal issues, whatever hiding is they can make, they are doing it. But as a government, as a nation, and as a people, we should struggle that we clean Somaliland from whatever we call terrorists or terrorist-like or any other kind of thing that destabilizes the situation, the security of the country. The president has the right to speak it out now. It's only the right time that everyone has asked it and has raised the tension to ask everyone else why this complication takes place, why it's taking place. But I know the government agencies were aware of, even the earlier times, who has made the killings. Some of them were already in the jail. They were already caught because of the relatives of the people. Cannot be mouth closed. Cannot totally be mouth closed. They will complain about it. They will talk to the agencies. They will go to everywhere, and they will ask everybody else to support how he can have those who has alleged the crimes, those who has made the killings. So they were always pointing. They were always, the relatives were always pointing out, and they will be pointing out whoever has made the killings of their own daughter, of their own son, of their own person within Las Anod. So it's only the right time that the president has been asking, and the tension has become, the clashes were so strong that nothing can be hidden. That has made the president, unfortunately, the president, to speak about it. So he has the right to say it, and I think I have answered the question. Every relative has been given the answer that either the killer has been held or he is being looked for. So everyone knew about it. Everyone heard about it. Everyone knew about it. But this is the only time that it has been officially announced by the president. But everyone knew about it. That's all I can say.
So coming to Somaliland again.
All right.
Voter registration process is ongoing.
Right.
We hope people to go to the polling station this year. But which election do you think will come first?
Well, I think far and foremost, this has been debated for so long, and it has been debated even in the House of Representatives. The issue, we know, dangerous has even taken place because of the people of Somaliland. When the democracy must be a real democracy within Somaliland. So even the international community can see that the people of Somaliland are willing that the election has to be done on a due date. Whenever we elect 5 years, whenever we elect the president 5 years, whenever we elect the members of parliament 5 years, whenever the local councils has been elected 5 years, the next 5 years must have been done within due date. For this good reason, we know political demonstration has been all over the capital city of Hargeisa, Somaliland. They were crying for a democratic election that has to take place and has to take place on time. They were crying for that the existing parties, the three parties, U'id, Kulmiye, and Wadani, should go and rally for the election, go to the voting polls, and then do it and elect who president they win will be suitable to lead this nation in the coming 5 years. In this case, we know the government has done, or I can say we've done something allegedly that we can say still it was crimes. Crimes, not foreign crimes, but we can say it was a local crimes. It was a crime and a criminal attention that we have done it. We've done to our people, and our people has done to our government. So I don't think nobody was saved out of the complaint. But whatever happened, it has happened. Whatever decision we have made, we made. For this good reason, people were crying for the presidential election to take place, and that has to be the first that must take place. That we should do. That as a government we should do. That as a president we should do. That as a member of the House we should do. So the presidential election must be the first and the foremost. But I don't know what the president will do and decide.
The electoral election does not have a law to conduct the political associations election. Is it possible that the parliament come back from their vacation they will discuss the enacting new law favoring the political associations.
I think we did it. We did it. We justified that law because when the quarrel has taken place, when we have seen that Somaliland will not be longer stable, when we've seen as a members of the parliament, as general of the parliament, we have raised a motion that we did work out that some sort of appeal should be, and an motion must be brought to the House of Representatives that the elections must be made so clear. And in that regard, we've made it clear. We've made it that the presidential elections and the elections of the parties, the parties that will come, must have been done just in the same place at the same time. So we've concluded that. We've submitted, I think, yes, the speaker has already submitted that to the House of Elders to take whatever action possible according to the law that they were to principally intervene. But that has taken bit, I think, education. There was a bit quarrel. There was a bit back and forth. But at the end, that has been completed. That was done. That law is already clear. That's in a position. The way the election is, and combine it together. These two elections must be combined together because it's a nation and it's a country. We don't have the ability, to veto it. We don't have maybe the financial means, and of course the time, and of course the capacity to do it and redone it. For this good reason, we have combined the previous two elections, that of the local councils and that of the House of Representatives. In this regard, we have put it in a way, in a means that will be suitable for the state, suitable for the nation, suitable for the country. So we combined it together. That law is ready, must be verified by the House of Elders, submitted to the president, and it has to be really done it that way.
Speaking of laws, as the House of Representatives a few months ago, you approved a law favoring the combination of the two elections.
Right.
Although the House of Elders rejected it without the members debating. Where did the law end up?
Well, it has been under the rain for a while, and this is because that we will be moving to develop the democracy on the nation, the ways of the means. That the law must be verified and certified, and the acts are concluded, are even taking place. We're learning it. We're in the learning process as a nation. I can say, but I think whatever takes place, law is law. Motion is already motion. It's been already verified by the House of Representatives. It has been approved by the House of Representatives. It's been voted for. That law has got all the yeas. That law has got all the no's. For that good reason, it has to, and clearly as a law on every single basis, it has to go to the House of Elders. On their way back from the 2 months leave, they should be working out of that. They should vote for it. And there are no other means that they can do it. It has to be done, and by means, it's their work, it's our work, it's the nation's work, and that must be concluded, must be done, and without any justification. And I don't think that will lay down by any means, but it will be done, and the House of Elders will do it. It's their own obligation, and they must do it, and they must vote for it. Whether they are going to vote it for yeses, whether they are going to vote it for nays.
So let us look at Somaliland's foreign affairs.
All right.
Are the current foreign affairs of Somaliland processing or declining?
Well, I've been so many number of numerous countries like Kenya. I've gone through Tanzania. I've gone through Uganda. And when you see even many other nations also on the globe, like North America or Europe, I think I can say we're not doing very strong on that. We have liaison offices in all over the places, like wherever, maybe, yes, in the Middle East, we have some in Europe, we have some in Africa, with in Ethiopia, with North America, with some of them in North America. Secondly, we have also what we call the Somali origin people who are still, we call them in a diaspora, but they are all in overseas, whether they are in the Gulf, whether they are in Europe, whether they are in North America. And I think, we can say the foreign affairs generally, let me say, that of the House, that of the Ministry, that of all the diaspora of Somaliland, that of the liaison offices, there's no strong relationship, I can say. We need to do more than we're doing, more than we're doing. The liaison offices has to No, I think this needs a real cooperation for all those who are in concern. Let me start from the members of the House. We have a committee, a coronavirus committee. I think with every agenda, with every principle, with every procedure, I think they have to work out that they have to go under every office, liaison office, and they have to go under the ministry, that a through work must be done. Through working out a better relations and a good relations with the other nations has to be started. And of course, the Parliament of Somaliland should even work hard on that. We, as members of the Parliament, has to try to travel whatever the economic values that we can, as we can as a nation, generally as a nation. But I think it's not declining, but I can say it's not more declining, but it is already in the declination it was. So we need to move it out from this declination and at least move it forward, so we can at least take every single parallel step towards development of this nation. See, I can say like Uganda last time. I wanted to ask, in fact, our liaison office, the head of the liaison office, they did a good job while I was with them, definitely. But I want them to do more on that. And more members of parliament has to travel and go there. And those who are traveling must hold the diplomatic Somaliland possible. So the Somaliland will be landed even by the people in the immigration. Some of them even never heard about Somaliland. Some of them will never know it. That's because the too many of the diaspora, let me say the ministries, let me say even the members of the houses, let me say the normal diaspora people, from Somaliland, they carry other passports, and then they never show up Somaliland for this good reason. Not the very private people, but the representatives and the ministries and all those working with the government should travel with the Somaliland document. In this case, every immigration will hear about it, will see it, will know about Somaliland. The other point that I want to really advise is that our liaison officers should work with our people, like the students, those who are willing to travel for health issues, and others who are maybe traveling for tourism. These three categories of people from Somaliland must be respected, must be supported by all our liaison officers. So at least we should find 100 people, 120 people, 150 people that are traveling to every country with the Somaliland passport. And our liaison officers and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and our representatives can work this out. They should do it, and we must do it if we need to develop as a nation. And I'm advising to every official of the government, and I'm advising to even the House of Representatives, the ministry, and our foreign liaison officers that this work must be done, and they should work it out, so we can get out from the declination.
Okay. The U.S. Congress approved a law that favors the two countries to cooperate in terms of security and military. Tell us more about the law.
James Reed, I thank you so much for these great initiatives, and I thank a lot even others. It's something that importantly we were willing so long. We were willing so long as a nation, and we were willing it with the naked eyes. Simply, we were watching the whole world, and we were watching what they will say. We were watching what kind of a cooperation they will do it with us. We were watching how good they will remember the 26th June 1960 when we were already, according to many reporters, I forgot the name, Landsys even talks about a lot. Carol, James Landsys, like James Reid, like Gabe Williams, and many more that I can get the names also out written right here. But we thank this to the U.S. government. They were definitely taking care of what principle and benefits they will reach out of the Horn of Africa, including Somaliland. So they found Somaliland as the best nation, as the best democratic nation in Africa, as the best democratic nation in Africa, in the whole of Africa. And I can say the global communities, even we are better than democratically from the U.S. because the U.S. has already been there for more than, we can see 500 and how many years? 200 and something years, 250,000 years. And by existing for 30 years, I think we are better. Yeah, definitely. We thank them for that good work. with the principles they work it out what benefits their nation, their country, and their government will possibly find out from the African nations. So then there are other points regarding that issue that we raise our concern. It made us definitely quite amazingly happy. I have read it, I've gone through it. It's amazing. The way even it's written is very nice. Even the objective is very clear. The strategy and the concern is very clear. So even there are training schools to include even the project in the program. When the U.S. has already a cooperation, Somaliland Partnership Act, that the Congress has approved it and already cleared the way the implementation will take place, definitely I think we as a nation need to accept it that way, in the way it is. But we should work out that this cooperation must have been implemented in the way within the agreement that it's written. I would advise even the House of Representatives of Somaliland that this law must have been reread, translated to the people of Somaliland so they understand clearly what points are written in it, what the agreement is definitely will be, what the work is that will take place definitely truly will be, what the U.S. need from Somaliland, what Somaliland support and assistance needs also from the U.S. It's all mentioned, clearly mentioned also into the bill, into the bill. S86 is it? Yes. S86 is, yeah, that's the way. So the major concern is of this is to include, let me put it into two ways. One, that of the U.S. and that of Somaliland. So let me count that of the U.S. The U.S. need a stable region right here. The U.S. need economically booming strategy within Africa, between the U.S. and Africa. Okay, competing might be other powers. The U.S. need for all their maritime that will be buzzing the Bab el-Mandeb and all over through Red Sea and the Indian Ocean, that they themselves and also their allies, they need to have a freedom, secure maritime principles moving back and forth all the way. That's also what they need. They need a very democratic nation like Somaliland. Be secure and safe. This is another principle they want. They want all the democratic nations that have a good relation with them must be safe in the globe. So that's, yes, it's an obligation to the U.S., but it's also beneficial definitely, clearly to us. So we keep on that. The other point strategically is that we have a military cooperation, armed services cooperation. In this regard, our military definitely will be trained, and the U.S. people also will be trained. How culturally we are structured, and how socially we work and do business and things, then of course that will also make definitely our economically we will be in race. Truly we will be in race, and a lot of friendship maybe will even take place between the youth with the females and males definitely. Those who are willing in Somaliland, who also want to exercise, practice the ways and the means of the development, especially the youth will even benefit out of that. Then the military training is definitely, when it comes to the maritime, when it comes to border conflicts, solutions and solution making is definitely will be beneficial for both the U.S. and Somaliland. Let's say what Somaliland will benefit out of it. These trainings are already something mentioned. The cooperation truly is also another point that will be mentioned. Maritime security in a volatile region will definitely be also beneficial. Okay, we were well on a recognition. It's a part of it. Maybe we can say 10% out of it. Though they clearly stated that this is not, they're protecting a conflict, definitely when they are saying that, because they know the two Somalis quarreling, like Somalia and Somaliland. In that case, they are a third party. As being a third party, they don't want to create another conflict, so they are protecting also that. So that clearly states definitely that they don't want to create conflict, but they want to support a nation that they want support from. So they clearly Somaliland. The other point is Islamis, Al-Shabaab, Al-Jama'ah, Al-Wat. I mean, all these complications that are hindering, the development of Somalia also is another trouble. So they don't want a volatile region again. In that regard, it's also good for us. Because in the same contrarily, we don't want a volatile region. We need a peace. We need a development through. We need our youth and our country and our societies develop to a better positions, to a better living standards, to a better situations, to economically strong nation, technologically moving at least forward. So in all these regards, I think It's the first gate opened for Somaliland. I can see that. And thank you for it.
Speaking of laws, in media and freedom of speech, more journalists and media houses were arrested last year, and is regarded as the highest number to be arrested in recent years. Why journalists are facing these challenges?
Well, of course, yes, they are nationalists. They belong to the country, they belong to the nation, and they belong to what they are truly doing. Let me, if I try to answer, I'm very sorry for those that has been taken to the jails illegally. I respect them, I love them, I like them because of all the important information they carry must be sensitive somehow sometimes, and not sensitive issues sometimes. But in a way, the system of journalism, information system is based on a low basic system is working is we are somehow Islamic nation. We Islam, yeah, truly we're Islam. In this case, in the Islamic laws, that you touch the person's dignity, the person's blood, and the person's soul is totally in Islamic formula forbidden. Whether he is or she is Islam or not. In that good reason, in the information is in the channels, we still complain the people, and then we take the dignity of the person. And that's not truly good. When we discuss the issue, yes, I can complain maybe the president or maybe the House of Representatives or maybe a sultan or maybe a chief of Agil as we call. I can complain about an issue that he may be acting in a way, but I shouldn't touch personally her life or his life. So in the information sometimes we're not very much concerned in that, but we take the dignity of the person. I think on the rule in that somebody will go to the jail. But I'm not very much happy that a normal informer, whether he works with the journal, whether he works with the wherever he works, taken to jail. But I'm saying in this, it's a controversial. So I think what we need to do that we should work out together is that definitely a respect to one another is necessary, and it should come at the place. But to those who has been illegally taken to jail, totally I'm saying is wrong, totally I'm saying it's not right, totally I'm saying it should be forbidden, and you should let us know as a member of the parliament and write your complaints to the parliament or to their complaints to the parliament. So we'll work out and we will see whom has been legally charged, right, to go to a jail or a prison, and those who are alleged crimes against them illegally. So we will work that out.
As a member of parliament, can you tell us why your house members failed to approve the pending media law, which many people believes could support its freedom?
Oh, definitely. Yes, you're right. The house, it's an obligation that the house should do it. It's getting through the ratings because we were new. And we had so many motions. We have so much to do, definitely. And reading it, 250-page articles definitely will take a time. And because the strength that we cannot, or maybe the house cannot hire like 100 persons, qualified persons that will easily do it with us, that will read with us, that will simplify for us, so we could make the proper decisions. Truly has never been in place. Economically, we economically, yes, we have enough. I'm not complaining that Somaliland is still poor, but I'm saying the much more we could do cannot be done because of the economic situation. But I'm not saying it will luck. I'm not using that word. So we had to do it. It's our obligation. We should do. We will do it. We're working out of it, and we're reading it, and we're doing. And I'm also among that who are even reading it. And I'm trying that I will invite you when we are back. So all of you will advise on that.
Inshallah. Right. So speaking of media, in Somaliland, most media houses use local language for their coverage. Tell us more, how significant is the country to have media houses using foreign languages to convey the message of Somaliland to the world? I
appreciate CBA for this great endeavor and what you're doing, because when we are speaking even the local language, definitely it's very local. It's very local. We will not be open to the international. We will not be open to the international community because they might not understand what we are saying. and they might not be happy even trying to translate through the Google even though the Google is very good and I appreciate. Still, yes, it's better at least that we can say in a language that they can understand, like we're doing now. I mean, maybe 50% of the globe will easily understand now what we are saying, whatever may be the accent, whatever may be slight differences. But no problem, they understand truly. And it's must that Somaliland should do. And I advise even our government that programs such like this be even supported by the government, be even supported by even the House, and Arabic must be included. I advise you even to add Arabic, so all our sheikhs, who speak out of the mosques, like Sheikh, like MBS Sokaya will come here and will speak to the Arab world, and he will present our conditions, he will present our situations, he will present all that we need as a nation, that they get introduced to Somaliland, because so many in the Arab world never heard about it, never know about Somaliland. For that good reason, yes, we need it. I encourage it. We encourage it. And as a government, we should encourage. And as House of Representatives, we should do. And as the community of Somaliland and as a nation, willing and striving for a development. I really approve that for 100%, that we must do. We as a nation should carry out on that. And thank you for that.
That's it for our special interview today. Thank you, Member of Parliament Ahmed.
Thank you. And I need your name.
My name is Hanan Abdurrahman. I was your host today.
Nice to meet you, Hanan. Good, and yes, tell the global community that they should watch Somaliland, that they should listen, and even up to South Africa and Kenya should definitely listen. Julius Malema, you need to hear about us. We did talk about you a lot.
Thank you very much.